I don't really need to introduce Chi to you because I recognise a lot of faces from the last book signing we did for Diamond Hill. But I'd just like to say that I've known Chi for a few years and still he surprises me now and then. He came to me 2 months ago and said, "Pete, I used to own a bar in Kowloon City." I didn't know that. He said, "Yes, and while I did that, while I was also being a doctor, I met a lot of strange people, very rough and tough people from that district. And they told me a lot of stories. And I've written some of these stories down. And I said, well, Chi, you should make a book of this. And he said, yes, here it is, it's finished." So, let's hear about it from Chi himself. Chi.
Promise you it's going to be short. I had quite a bit of champagne already. Free. Maybe first I tell you why I wrote the book.
Can I hear you? Louder.
Let's speak into it. Yes. Okay. Trini, who was here a little while ago, was sitting with me at the bar over there, and then he used to be a high-strung dealer, what you call the commodity dealer. And I said, how come you're so calm nowadays? I've been starting to read short stories. And then he recommended somebody by the name of Raymond Carver. So my good wife got me a few copies of his book, Raymond Carver, and read it. Wow, I said, that was pretty powerful. It was short stories. And then I said, I have lots of short stories in my memory bank, hundreds of them. And I said, actually, let me go back. I was writing a book about afterlife. Afterlife is such a topic that it requires faith, not scientific evidence. I found out. I read about 40 books about afterlife and came out conclusion is it's a religion. You either believe in it or you're not. It's got no proof. So I was struggling with that book. Then I said, in my spare time, maybe I'll write this short story. So I finished it quite quickly. And of course, in my memory bank, there's so many. I don't want to write just about rapes and murders. And so I got, it's like a potpourri, a bit of everything. Some rapes, some murders, some characters that I knew from, but all of them are dark. And my first editor, Nick, came up with the title. I used to call it Hong Kong Stories, and I found out that there are numerous books called Hong Kong Stories in the past. And Nick Walker came up with Hong Kong Noir, which is, I think, very appropriate. Because none of the stories actually feel good story. It's the opposite of chick lit. You know what I mean? Well, my wife read it and she said disturbing. And she couldn't sleep that night after she read it. Well, I said this after all you chicks bought the book, so you can handle it. So that's what the book is about. It's 15 stories. One of them about Chongqing Mansion. One of them is about a transsexual going through hell. One of them is it's a variety of things because I want to have like a variety of sleaze and gore. So much for Christmas presents. But you already bought them. So, Anyway, gotta give credits where credits due, I guess. I have 3 editors. Nuri Vitaji, we all know he's a famous writer, told me one day, writing books nowadays is never a solo effort, it's always a team effort. So J.R. Rowling, he told me, had 6 editors. Of course, she can afford 100, you know. But I had 3 editors. The first one is Nick Walker, who also designed the cover. He is more like a book reviewer. He doesn't do line-to-line editing. So, which is good. You have a book reviewer while you're writing the book is good. After you're finished, then you got reviewed, and then they said, this is no good, and it's too late, yeah. So my recommendation is have a book reviewer work with you while you're writing a book. Really, it helps. So he does that for a living, so he's I'm happy with his work. And then my second editor is my publisher. Pete Spiro works differently. He told me that he single out every sentence, make sure that the syntax is correct, spelling is correct, grammar is correct, but he doesn't really get the meaning of the sentence. I mean, is that possible? I don't know. So, but he looks like a robot, so he works like a computer. It's like a computer program. So the third editor is my wife, who does it for free. And she, of course, is nothing can escape her eyes. She cares about everything. Pete doesn't care about the meaning of the sentence, but she cares about everything. The punctuation, you're supposed to put a comma after the third digit, more than 1,000. And she cares about the indentation. I mean, I'm kind of liberal with that kind of thing. She cares about spelling and also the narrative arc, so-called. You know, one paragraph should lead to another, not just, you know. And then she'd stay up to 5 o'clock, partly because the book was disturbing. But that's how the book was made. So that's it. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you.
Thank you